It's 2024, which boots are still under 300 bucks? Not many. If you want welted, resoleable, durable quality boots. I've done 2 of these videos and each one instantly became obsolete the second it was published when the prices were jacked up. Not maliciously, I know. Boot companies, like everyone else, are slaves to the whims of inflation and global economies. It's not their fault, but since the last one, Atlante's gone, Grant Stone's gone, Urban Shepherd don't ship to the US anymore. Red Wings 875 Mocktail is gone too. That was a big one. They're $309.99 now, and who can spare 10 bucks in this economy? Not me! Anyway, let's start the list. Who's still under 300 bucks? The best value American-made boots. That honor goes to Thursday's Vanguard boot, still 265 bucks. I don't think there's a better value boot. The Vanguard and the Logger are the 2 American-made boots. I prefer the Vanguard because it's more versatile, and the Logger also has a really thin top lift on the heel, so it'll wear away kind of quickly, you know, need replacing, which is cheap, but still. The Vanguard has more rubber there, and I like it more. I just like it more. It's super, super versatile. Every bit of it is American-made. Even the pour-on insole is a different kind of pour-on than the pour-on on the Mexican-made boots, because they wanted the pour-on to be American, so that's like a shock-absorbing material. And they've also got, on the Vanguard line, a lot of cool American leathers, like from Chicago's Hallway Leather Company. Some of which are really hard to find, like they got a blue Chrome XL, which is pretty unusual, and also color 8 Chrome XL too, and another Chrome XL. These leathers are primo stuff. Chrome XL is the best boot leather in the world. Every single company sells a boot with it, whether they have $200 boots or $1,000 boots, they'll sell a Chrome XL boot. This is not the Chrome XL, this is the burnt copper, which I also really like. For an American-made boot with American leather from Halloween, under 300 bucks, it's 265 bucks. That is wild, and I don't know when inflation will finally force Thursday to raise their prices. They've been the same for like 10 years, but this one has 35 bucks to go at least before it's over 300 bucks. Their Captain boot, that's got just $1 left before it's over 200. And that's not much. That's not much. It's gonna get over 200 pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. I was just talking about Red Wings mock toes, and this is interesting. They're now charging different amounts for different leathers. So while the most famous 875 is 310 bucks, and some of the limited edition ones that probably won't be available when you see this one, some of those are 360 bucks. At the time of filming, an important thing to keep in mind, the black hawthorn and reddish brown briar are still $299.99. In fairness to Red Wing, I know that 875 leather, the Aura Legacy, is harder for them to make, so you can charge extra if you want. Red Wings mock toes, this is mine. This is the first boot I ever got. This leather hasn't been available for like a year, and they won't tell me if it's coming back or not. This is the charcoal one. Hopefully it's back. I like this boot. The Red Wing mock toe, the classic mock, it is the king of casual boots. They match with everything from workwear to streetwear. They're resoleable. These ones have been resoled. That's why I got a cool red welt stitch here. I helped resole them with Cobblers, Trenton and Heath, down in Tennessee. They're still made in the USA by a private company that's coming up on their 125th birthday. So Red Wing, super solid, and some of them still under 300 bucks. I have a video on how I pick good boots, like what my criteria is, but I'm emphasizing Goodyear welted boots or resoleable boots, and with leather welts ideally. Those are the easiest to resole and resole again, giving you tremendous longevity. Plus, a Goodyear welt makes them very water resistant to any weather, any storm. So another good one, and made in America, is Thorogood's Heritage Mock Toe, which is a rare combination of a work boot that is also pretty easy to wear casually, and it's under 300 bucks. It's 250 bucks. When I started this channel, it was under 200 bucks. That was nice, but 250 now. There are some big asterisks with Thorogood that I haven't really mentioned before, like some stuff I've learned about them. There's no leather underfoot, so it's not a leather insole or midsole. It's like it's foam and rubber and plastic, that kind of stuff. The welt is also not leather. Like I just mentioned, leather is better to be able to keep on resoling them. The welt on Thorogood's mock toe is rubber or it's plastic, so that means it probably won't last more than one resole because the welt's not as durable as leather. And the comfort won't improve over time the way those boots will because there's no leather underfoot. That said, the shock absorption is terrific and the leather's super soft, and that's what a lot of people want from a work boot. So I don't want to say it's like totally not worth it. It's just a different kind of construction to other boots in this price point. But if it matters to you, I've been reliably informed they're not totally made in America, these boots. They're cut here, then sent away to be sewn and lasted in the Dominican Republic. Then they come back and get the soles put on up here. Probably shouldn't say that, but I'd love Thorogood to prove me wrong because I've seen the factory footage. Seen the footage. Prove me wrong. That's it for US made and US-ish made. There are some other ones though. This is a wild card. Helm's Zind boot is very cool. The price has fluctuated a ton over the years, but right now they're $295 bucks. I have a discount code for 15% off as well. It's got a really cool look with a white rubber midsole and it's Blake rapid stitched, which without getting too sidetracked here, it's lighter than a Goodyear welt, but it's more waterproof than a Blake stitch. Blake stitch is usually the alternative to a Goodyear welt, or at least at this price point. Blake stitches are the more common and dressier footwear. Goodyear welts are more common for harder wearing boots. This is like right in the middle of the two, so I like them a lot. It's more lightweight than the Goodyear welt, but still pretty water resistant. A lot of guys hate those two things, the white rubber midsole and the Blake Rapid. I think it's a cool addition to the market because it stands out. And there's a lot of shock absorbing foam in the insole as well. So it's pretty comfy and pretty lightweight. That's Helm. I gotta go faster to get the rest of these in. Taft has the Rome boot. They're super famous for the Jack boot, which I own. That one's mostly wool or fabric. Assuming you want a leather boot, the Rome is the one for you. Under 300 bucks, it's Blake stitched. It can be resold. It's a little harder to find a cobbler who can do it, but it can be done. Taft is known for their weird and wild colors and styles. For leather, you can get blue and black and burgundy, but they've also got floral stamped leathers too, and even a floral suede one right now. Right now, anyway. If you're looking for a Chelsea, Astorflex's Bitflex. I love this boot. It's made in Italy. It's just 250 bucks and it's resoleable with a rare and seldom discussed construction method called ideal stitching, which is a little like stitch down. Again, not to get too sidetracked. It can be resoled though, that's the takeaway. It's light and cushy from the crepe sole and it's got a veg tan leather midsole. They're made in Italy. I really dig them and you can get them at huckberry.com. That Bitflex is nice and wide and casual. If you want something fancier for a Chelsea boot, Meermin's standout boot is their hole cut Chelsea. It's extremely hard to find Chelseas that are just one piece of leather sewn together at the back. Usually you see stitching underneath the elastic here. Hole cut is generally considered more comfortable. Most people won't notice that, to be fair, but they'll like the way it looks though. In any case, Meermin makes hole cut Chelseas in Shanghai, but with really highly regarded leathers like CF Stead's Waxy Commander for the more rugged ones, and France's Tannery Dannonay Calf for the dressier ones. Really famous leathers. The break-in is famously tough, but they're 240 to 260 bucks, and they're proper Goodyear welted, proper steady. None of the little concessions you often make at this price point. Besides the concession of them being made in China, if that's a concession to you. Blackbird. Should have mentioned them first, really. They're the best value brand out there if you're into stuff like hand welting and more old-fashioned techniques. Very skillful labor, very, very time-intensive to make. Blackbird is in India. I've tried their Thorogood boot, and if you don't mind, this is on their cheaper leathers. That boot's gonna be under 200 bucks. So that leather is like from like Belarus or Egypt or one other country. It's not India. They're not really the highly, highly beloved ones. But that's if you want them under 200 bucks. Under 300 bucks though, check it out. You can get the Dixon boot. That's made with Chrome XL, which, as you remember, is the world's most beloved boot leather around. So Chrome XL hand welted boot with Vibram sole, all top of the line components, $297 right now. The exchange rate does change. It might be over 300 bucks by the time you watch this, but that's very crazy value. Hand welted Chrome XL Vibram outsole under 300 bucks, that's bonkers. So Blackbird, real up and comers, everyone's talking about them. If you are the kind of dude who likes Doc Martens, don't buy them. Doc Martens are bad, the leather's thin, the fits are bad, the sole is weak. Instead, you can get Solovair's black high shine derby boot made in England. It's identical to a Doc, basically, except they swapped the yellow stitching for green. And also the leather and the sole and heel counter and midsole are more durable. And they're somehow made in the UK for $219. That was a weird one I don't often mention. Let's get weirder. Jim Green makes stitch down boots in South Africa. The African Ranger is under 200 bucks. It's resoleable, it's a very unique look. And for every 10 pairs sold, they donate a pair to the African Rangers who fight poachers and stuff. It's pretty cool. And sometimes they've got buffalo leather ones for $220 bucks. So still well under 300 bucks. Cowboy boots, we reviewed the Tecovas Earl, which is tremendous quality at 265 bucks. Goodyear welted, super comfortable. Plus they give you the option of cow, calf, and goat leathers. Goat's a very underrated leather. It's just as strong as cow. It's a little less pretty to look at, which is why it's less popular, but it's at home on cowboy boots. And if you don't consider the ropers to be cowboy boots, they've also got the Cartwright boot, just a very dedicated cowboy boot for under 300 bucks. And she is a beaut. If you want like crocodile leather and lizard leather, you can get those, but they cost well over 300 bucks. But you have those options. Hiking boots, yes, you can get a cemented Dana Jag boot for 170 bucks, but if you want to find something cool, then Fracap make the M120 boot for 295 bucks. So look at these classically designed boots. They're almost hole cut. There's like a strip of leather at the backstay, but basically hole cut, half leather. They're handmade in Italy, and I understand they're stitched down construction, although the midsole's synthetic, and I understand they're very hard to resole, might not be able to be done, but still, it's a conversation piece. It's a very cool find, Fracap, and they got a good reputation as well. A lot of people really like them. All right, I've been leaning on resoleable boots for this list, but I'll give an honorable mention to Ariat's Wexford, if you don't care if it's resoleable or not. So this is not resoleable, but it is 100% waterproof, which Goodyear welted and Blake stitched and stitched down boots, they aren't technically waterproof. They're very water resistant. They'll handle any storm or whatever, but you can't like stand in water for a long time in them. You can in these. They are totally waterproof, and it's very rare to find a waterproof boot that looks this fashionable, I'll say it, and also isn't like weirdly chunky from a waterproof membrane hidden under the leather, that kind of stuff. This is a very impressive waterproof boot, and I think it's Ariat's top seller. It's definitely the top selling non-Western boot. It might be the top seller overall. All right, man, look, I think 10 is a good place to stop there. I think that was 10. I've got some other good boots under 300 bucks in the article though that I wrote in the description below. That's on my website. So I've got some extra options there if you want to see all the boots I found, if you want to slake your thirst for well-priced footwear. And subscribe here as well for more stuff to slake your thirst for well-priced footwear and casual stuff that lasts a long time. Boots, jackets, jeans, all that kind of stuff. I like it casual, I like it durable. So if you like that, stick around and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.